Okay, so let's dive into this incredible ancient story. It's all about family rivalry, a father's powerful blessing, and what happens when that blessing gets stolen. This is the story of how one single calculated lie just completely fractured a family forever. So, at the center of all this, you've got two twin brothers, Esau and Jacob, and they could not be more different. Esau, he's the firstborn, a rugged, outdoorsy hunter, and definitely his father Isaac's favorite. Then there's Jacob, the younger one. He's a quiet guy, a homebody, and you guessed it, the absolute favorite of his mother Rebecca. And this parental favoritism, well, that's the spark that's about to ignite a massive fire. The story really kicks off with their father, Isaac. Now, he's getting on in years, he's frail, and his sight is completely gone. Believing he doesn't have much time left, he gets ready to perform one last, super important duty as the head of the family. He calls for his favorite, Esau, and gives him a pretty simple task. He says, "Go out and hunt, cook me that savory meal that I love so much, and bring it to me. And in return, I will give you the official blessing, the one that belongs to the firstborn son." Now, we have to be super clear about this. This wasn't just, a hope you have a good life kind of wish. In this culture, a father's final blessing was like a legally binding contract with the future. It was believed to literally set in stone the prosperity, the authority, and the leadership of the person who received it. And this is the most important part. Once it was given, it could never, ever be taken back. No do-overs. But here's the twist. Someone else is listening in. Isaac's wife, Rebecca, overhears the entire conversation. And since she favors her younger son, Jacob, her mind immediately starts racing, cooking up a scheme to steal that blessing for him. She goes straight to Jacob and lays it all out. She tells him what she heard and gives him a set of instructions. You are going to pretend to be your brother. She's going to prepare a meal that tastes exactly like Isaac's favorite, and Jacob is going to be the one to serve it and snatch that firstborn blessing for himself. Jacob, well, he's freaking out. And for good reason. He points out the biggest, most obvious flaw in this whole plan. He says, "My skin is smooth. Esau is a really hairy guy." He's totally convinced his blind father is going to rely on his sense of touch, figure out the trick, and instead of getting a blessing, he's going to get a life-altering curse. But what's so brilliant and kind of devious about Rebecca's plan is that she's thought of everything. It's designed to fool every single one of Isaac's remaining senses. She's got the taste covered with a meal. For smell, she has Jacob wear Esau's clothes, which would smell like the outdoors. And to solve the biggest hurdle, the feel, she cleverly covers Jacob's smooth arms and neck with goat skins. Genius, right? And so, armed with this meal and a full-body disguise, Jacob goes for it. He walks in to face his blind father, and this is where everything goes down. Right away, Isaac is suspicious. He's thinking, wait a minute, you're back from the hunt already? That was way too fast. He straight up asks him, who are you? Are you really Esau? He just can't make the timing make sense. And just like Jacob was afraid of, Isaac says, come here, let me feel you, so I can be sure. Jacob moves closer, his heart's probably pounding, and Isaac feels his arms, and unbelievably, the goat skin disguise works. And you can just feel his confusion in this moment, can't you? This famous line says it all. His hearing is telling him one thing. That voice is Jacob's, but his sense of touch is telling him something completely different. He is caught right in the middle, totally uncertain of the truth. So in the end, 3 senses overpower 1. After Jacob kisses him, Isaac also catches that familiar outdoorsy smell on Esau's clothes, and that seems to be the final piece of the puzzle. Convinced by the touch, the smell, and the taste of the food, Isaac finally pushes all his doubts aside and gives the powerful, irreversible firstborn blessing to Jacob. The timing here is just gut-wrenching. Literally moments after Jacob leaves, the real Esau gets back from his hunt. He prepares the game, he brings that delicious meal to his father, all excited and ready to claim the blessing that is rightfully his. So when Esau walks in and announces who he is, the horrible truth just crashes down on Isaac. The text says he starts trembling uncontrollably. He realizes the enormous, permanent thing he has just done. He tells Esau, your brother came, he tricked me, he took your blessing. And then, the knockout blow, and yes, that blessing must stand. It can't be undone. Esau just lets out this loud, bitter cry. He connects the whole thing to his brother's name, Jacob, which sounds like the Hebrew words for heel grabber or deceiver. He yells that this is the second time Jacob has conned him, first by taking his birthright and now by stealing his blessing. And when you look at the two blessings side by side, wow, the impact of this theft is just devastating. Jacob's blessing is all about wealth, abundance, and authority. He will be master. Esau is left with the scraps. He's blessed to live away from that richness, by conflict and the sword, and ultimately, he's told he will serve his younger brother. So the fallout from this one lie, it is instant, and it is brutal. It doesn't bring anyone happiness. It just shatters the family completely, setting a dark and painful new course for every single person involved. The outcome isn't a clever victory. It's a total tragedy. Esau's sadness turns into a deep, murderous hatred. He literally plots to kill Jacob as soon as their father is gone. Rebekah, the mastermind, overhears this and is now terrified she's going to lose both of her sons. And Jacob, the one who got the great blessing, he's forced to become a fugitive, running for his life into exile.
So the big takeaway here isn't just about the intense family drama. It's this profound idea about the incredible power of our words. A blessing, even one that was won through a lie, held this unbreakable, permanent authority. And it leaves us with a really fascinating question to think about. How much weight do our own words carry? And do we really understand their permanence once we let them out into the world?